In the first segment, we showed collecting monster manual rewards, and if you haven't collected them on hardcore yet, your account needs you probably have some remnants waiting for you. I've already collected like 500. And by the time you get to level 4, 8, you probably have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 remnants on hardcore. And there's lots of good stuff you can get with that, including augments. Okay? Lots of great low-B augments available to you in this game without a bunch of hassle. This guy over here, the Mysterious Remnant Collector, he's got all kinds of augments. He's got 11 pages of crap that he wants to trade for your Mysterious Remnants, okay? And a lot of them are augments, and they don't require a lot of remnants to get the low-B ones. All right, look. Stat 3, 400 remnants for level 4. Stat 3 at level 4 is solid, okay? And then look at this. Stat 5 at level 8. Stat 5 at level 8 is freaking awesome for 500 remnants. 500 remnants, okay? By the time I got to level 8 and could use these, I had like 3,000 remnants. Okay, so you can stat even a main stat on hardcore. This is great. And there's other things too. He goes up to stat 6 and 8 as well. Stat 9. Rubies of weapon damage. Look, you can get a ruby of like 1d6 weapon damage for 100 remnants. Spell powers 2d6 for 200 remnants for weapon damage. 3d6 for 400. Those are level. The 3d6 ones are level 8 for 400 remnants. By the time you get to level 8, you're going to easily have 400 remnants if you pick up your remnants. 4d6s for 600. These are very reasonably priced. Those are level 12. Spell power 84. 5d6. Higher spell power. And look at this. Resistance 3. A level 4 augment with resistance 3 for 200 mysterious remnants, okay? Resistance is very important. That's adding to all your saves. And plus 3 at level 4 is huge. If you don't have a resistance item, augment it. Or defense 8. That's both PRR and MRR in one place. Level 4, PRR and MRR 8 for 200 remnants. Okay, look at this. Level 8. PRR and MRR 12, both in one place in one augment at the same time for 400 remnants. Resistance 5. This is all good stuff that you can get for your Mysterious Remnant. So lots and lots of great augments right there from the Monster Hunter Mysterious Remnant Collector in the Hall of Heroes. Cacao. All right, but wait, there's more. Actually, what I want to do next is, you can go, there's this invention called the internet. It's really cool, and it has so much information. And you can go to the Google machine on the internet and type in DDO Augments, okay? And if you type in DDO Augments into the Google machine, you're going to see this article here that says Augment Slot Purchasable Augments. Boom. This is an article on DDO Wiki. I'll give you the link, or you can search the Google yourself, that shows all of the augments that can be purchased in-game for the various doodads and thingy-dingies and whoosy-whatsits and collectibles and crap that we are picking up all the time, okay? Because, these pixels that we pick up, you can use them to trade for other pixels that are more desirable to you. All right, so here's like the Monster Hunter guy, and it shows like here's a list of all the Monster Hunter, pixels. Like he has pixels called Diamonds of Strength plus 5, and he will trade you a pixel called the Diamond of Strength plus 5 for 500 pixels called Mysterious Remnants. So you just trade pixels for other pixels, less desirable pixels for more desirable pixels. See how it works? Okay, so check it out. Here's something else I want to show you. Look at this. For those of you struggling with sources of striding, You can get 20% striding topaz from Kipling Branch in the marketplace for 8 pixels called astral shards. You can get 30% striding augments that are level 8 from Chor Blast Horn or Mantican in house K or J. 30% striding topaz is level 8 for 12 astral shards, folks. Hell yeah. Okay. You want a feather falling augment? No problem. Kipling Branch has one for 8 astral shards, or Peta Flashpin for 8 astral shards. Okay? You want a heavy fortification augment? No problem. Churjin La Jamal in House Deneth has got one for you for 12 astral shards. Or you could talk to Seld the Grey Sister, or Varys Jonti in House J. You want a moderate fortification augment? No problem. That's 75% fortification at level 4. You can talk to Clarice Roden in the marketplace, and she will give you a moderate fortification augment for 8 astral shards. Or you can talk to Laura Jotun if you prefer. If Clarice is giving you, some attitude, then go over to Laura Jotun. They're both in the marketplace. 8 astral shards, folks. Okay, fortification's so very important. Okay, a lot of people blow off that one. Okay, especially new players. You want to have as much fortification as you want to have 100% fortification as soon as you can. And you can actually get it pretty easily at level 5 when you combine both the moderate fortification augment and your Nocturne Ring out of Feywild. That has Insightful Fortification 29. That would stack with a regular fort item like here I have the Sapphire of Moderate Fortification, which is 100% fort, but I used to have, before this level, I actually just had the moderate. In the event, you can see I have 140% fortification because my Insightful Fortification here stacks with, the equipment bonus to fortification or whatever it is for the heavy fortification. And if you don't know stacking rules in DDO, you're just looking for the type of bonus, okay? So like Insightful, Enhancement, Exceptional, Profane, all those different types of bonuses. That's how you're going to know if something stacks, okay? So check it out. It's like Spell Focus Mastery here. Unfortunately, sometimes they don't type it out. Like that just says +2 bonus to DC of all spells. I know that's an equipment bonus, okay? But, it doesn't actually say that there. In any event, the +1, you have +1 profane bonus to all DCs will stack with that because that's a profane bonus. And a profane bonus will stack with other bonuses as long as they're not a profane bonus. How about this? Combustion 59, passive +59 equipment bonus to fire spell power. Does that stack with my potency on Barovia Scepter? No, because it says passive +46 equipment bonus to each individual spell power. So an equipment bonus here does not stack with an equipment bonus here. So it would just take the higher of the two, in this case 59. However, this also has Insightful Potency, passive +23, Insightful bonus to each individual spell power. And so that will stack. That's 23 spell power over and above that, because an Insightful bonus will stack with an equipment bonus. And if you understand that you're looking for the type of bonus, then you're 99% of the way there. The last 1% is mostly nuance. There aren't any rules violators per se, but there's definitely some nuance, But we won't cover that. We'll just get you 99% of the way there. The nuances can be a little bit confusing. You'll learn that along the way. All right. What else? So, lots of augments available to you on hardcore fairly easily. And now we're going to show you another place that once you get to level 10 or 12 that you can start taking advantage of, which I have been lately, ever since I got to level 10. And that is Gianthold. You can't get to Gianthold, or at least you can't step into the Slayer Zone until you are level 10. And I will tell you this, if you're soloing, Be careful of the hounds. They are not pushovers when you're level 10. So, a few minutes ago, we talked about how you can trade pixels for other pixels that you'd rather have. So, these guys like pixels here. This guy, Ruskin Blackboot, he's got pixels called Diamonds of Strength +6, pixels called Diamonds of Dexterity +6, pixels called Ruby of Frost 46, and so on. He's got lots of great pixels. Okay? Look at this. Defense 16. Again, that's PRR and MRR in one spot. You know, many years ago, the devs had the great idea of splitting up PRR and MRR. You know, it used to be called sheltering, and it covered both, and then they split it up, making it harder to gear up. Hogan. Well, guess what? With a Sapphire Defense, you get PRR and MRR in the same place. And Augments were rescaled about a year ago, and they're highly, highly competitive. In some cases, better than you can get on named loot. And even at endgame, it's competitive. I mean, you can stat main stats with Augments. At endgame, you can get plus 14 stats. That's what's on freaking artifacts. You get plus 14 out of an Augment at level 32. In fact, I believe the only source of higher is 15 on the Dino Bone artifacts, right? There might be one or two other things that has 15, but really, generally 14 is the highest, and you can augment that at 32. In any event, lots of good stuff, and he wants pixels called Ancient Dragon Relics, Ancient Elven Relics, and Ancient Giant Relics. Those come from the chests in the quests, but they also come from the rare chests in the Slayer Zone. Now, those quests that have the chests are level 13 or 14 base, so I'm a little bit low for that, right? But the Slayer Zone has chests, and I can farm those out. This guy has level 16 augments, 20, 24. The 24s are going to be out of reach for most people on hardcore because they do require commendations of heroism, and those only come from the Caught in the Web and Fall of Truth raids. Most people won't be doing those raids on hardcore. I know some of you will, but most people won't be doing a lot of raids on hardcore. But the level 20 guy just takes the restored relics. Those are the epic relics that you get from the epic Slayer Zone, the epic quest. But the level 16 and 12 just takes the heroic. He wants 6 of each for the level 16 augments and 3 of each for the level 12 augments. Lots and lots of good stuff. So I'm going to do a little tour right now of all the rare locations in Gianthold. So you can come out here once you're level 10 and start farming these out. But be careful. If you come out here at level 10, you're under level. So if you're a little bit worried about being squishy, I mean, even in the Slayer Zone on hardcore, especially with these hounds, even a Slayer Zone can be scary. Gears grinding. Good morning. Welcome. So I'm getting fully buffed up. But the hounds are no pusher over. You know, when I was level 10, I found the hounds to be pretty serious when I was out here soloing. You know, I had to port out a couple of times to hounds and Slayer Zones that I'm doing under level. So be cautious. I don't want anybody, like, I don't want you tomorrow being like, Voodoo, you said I could farm this at level 10 and I got killed by a hound. I do not want to hear that. I don't want you to die by a hound, okay? I'm telling you, in no uncertain terms, those hounds are pretty serious. You come out here solo this at level 10, they're going to get you. They are not blow-offs. I cannot be responsible for anybody's death on hardcore. All right, so the first... Oops, I'm bursting now. The first rare is going to be right up here to the left. I think if the hill giant's up, that he's not up. I'm not sure about that, though. In any event, there's an archer knoll would be like right here, and his chest is over here. So he wasn't up, but that's a rare one, okay? The next rare you can actually see from here. Cat 2 stone, he'd be right over there. There's a couple collectibles, so maybe you want to go there anyways. In fact, I'm going to do it just to show you how you get there, all right? So if Captain 2 stone was up, which you can see from the bridge, you can get on your horse, or if you have a good jump, you can just be like, cacao, and do that instead of going around. Right? You get that way you get surprise, you know, you get the initiative. Caught him flat-footed. You got adventure pack, hell yeah. But he wasn't up either. So now we're going to go south. And the next rare we're going to look for is, his name is Chief Ugg. He's a hill giant. Yes, I do need Shield Fragment 8. Chief Og would be right here. Okay. This is a terrible run so far. We're batting 0. Be careful. You know, don't just run through these Slayer zones all willy-nilly. You spike a red dungeon alert. That can be very scary and hardcore. Alright, the next rare is going to be inside this big circus tent here. It's a ogre mage, and he'd be right here. And he is also not up. Apparently this is the tour where nothing's up. You know. This is like Lollapalooza 2020. It just got canceled, right? Alright. The next rare, and there's a long winding path, but I'm just going to show you. If you want to avoid the mobs, what you can do. This is the teleport pickup right here. See how there's like a vague circle here? That's the teleport location for the Stormheart. So you can talk to the guy in Gianthold, and he can teleport you directly there. Oh no, a level 10 died. Kranix, I'm sorry, rest in peace. So let me see. I always struggle when I try to show this. Anyways, you can bypass a lot of those mobs if you want to just... it's one of these crevices. Is it here? I think it's here. If you have a decent jump, you just keep mashing the jump button, and maybe it's not going to work on the horse, or maybe that's the wrong crack. I don't know. Let me get off my high horse. I bet my jump isn't good enough, actually. What's my jump? 39 out of a maximum possible 40. Oh, yeah, that was it. Sweet. Bam. So you just got to keep mashing the jump button, and then you can get up there, and you can bypass those mobs on the path. So I'm just going to show you. All I did, see, there's the circus tent right there where the ogre mage wasn't up, and this is kind of a long path here, and there's a bunch of mobs along it, right? But instead, I just went on the outside of the wall and jumped up there. It's either way, you know? All right, so I got a little houndy hound here, and I'm going to show you these guys are nothing to shake a stick at. I'm not high DPS anyways. You know, he's stacking up dots. You know, this can get real. But I'm level 12. You know, when I was level 10, this was, you know, it was even more serious. Oops. Lost my bearings. Lost my ball bearings because of that hound. Okay, we want to come up here, and the next rare is going to be Lord Cirrus. He's a cloud giant. He's not up. So you actually don't even have to aggro these mobs if he was not up. He would have been like where this guy was, but he's not up. Okay, the next rare we're going to check. That island there is an explorer. I have a tour video for this zone, by the way. I'm going to give you the link after all this, so if you're taking notes, you can stop. You can just watch the video whenever you want. But the video is a tour of not... I'm just doing rares right now. The video is a tour of rares, explorers, and quest entrances. So over here, there can be a rare called Tamer Stonehoof, and he is up. Finally, we got a rare up. That's ridiculous. This has a pretty good rate of rare spawning. This is just a really bad run. But we're right above Maze of Madness right now. And most of the time in these chests, the Rio Zero. Morning and welcome. Oh, look, I got Topaz Wizardry 129. Outstanding. Most of these chests are going to have a relic, and those relics are what you use to trade for the augments. Okay, so next, I could D-door if I wanted to. It might be a little bit faster. If you run up through there, there's a ton of mobs, but there's no rares. There's an explorer, so I don't want to fight. I'm not here to fight mobs. I'm not here to do slayers, so I'm just going to bypass that stuff. Like I said, I could D-door if I wanted to, but just to show you the path, I'm just going to go around here to avoid those mobs. All those mobs are over there. So now we're going to go to the west towards the Fields of Immolation area. That's an explorer point. And the next rare we're looking for is a fire giant named Lord Jax. And he's down a long, twisty path right here. Ooh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Be careful about running past mobs. Be careful about the dungeon alert. Be careful about getting overwhelmed. Lord Jax is at the end of this path, and he is up. So you see, you can see him. You can see whether he's up before you aggro the group. So if he wasn't up, I wouldn't have come over here, but he is up. And then I take his stuff, because that's what we do. We kill, and we take their stuff. Ancient Elven Relic. Cacao. Sorry about that. It's the daily sneezing fit. It's usually a daily thing with me. To have one sneezing fit at some random point throughout the stream. Okay, now we're going to make a left out of here. And Pride Leader Zillik, a Geralith, would be right here. And there he is. Here's his chest. Again, kill him, take his stuff, because it's what we do. Ancient Giant Relic. Now, you're going to get about 5 or 6 of these relics a run, probably. And it takes a total of 9 to get an augment, at least a level 12 augment. So it's only a couple runs of these rares. Right? What does that take you? 20 minutes? 30 minutes? For an augment? Hell yeah. This is the pickup location for the Storm Eye. See how there's kind of a vague circle there? So you can teleport directly there. That's Crystal Spin Peak. There is a chest that's always up there. It's not a rare, but there is a chest that's always up. However, you will need the ability to unlock the chest. So if you're a trapper or you knock, melt lock, I don't have that, so I usually skip this one, but I'm just showing you that once you kill the Mind Flare, there is a chest there. And I tried to use Heroic Froggo to get it, and he didn't work. So I threw him in the lava to teach him a lesson. Oops. We're going to go this way. You get stuff that sucks to get stuff that's cool. Alright, we're going to go up to the Aurum Supply Depot next, and there's always a chest there. Always, always, always. This is not a rare. But you will need to break stuff to get their attention, because at first they're like, we don't care. Whatever. They're too busy inside their tent smoking their fancy hookahs, you know, and drinking their fancy tea, you know, with their pinkies in the air. You know how these fancy Aurum are. You know, they think they're so fancy with their fancy tea. But you got to break their stuff, you know. That's how you get their attention, all right? You start breaking their stuff. You start disrupting their supply chains, you know. You start disrupting their commerce. And then they're going to come out and be like, hey, you kids, get off my lawn. See? I told you. They stop. They put down their fancy hookahs and their fancy tea. And they come out and they're like, what's going on out here? And then you kill them and take their stuff. This chest will always be up. My buffs ran out, so I'm going to rebuff just to be safe. It is hardcore after all. Better to be safe than sorry. And I have a hound. So I'm really glad that I buffed. Last night I got caught in the orchard without my buffs, and the hound was getting the better of me, and I had to pour it out. He was tearing me up, and I was like, nope. I'm not taking this chance. I am not here to be a hero. I'm here to get my 5,000 favor. If Uncle Voodoo's got to teleport out of his zone to save Uncle Voodoo's skin, then Uncle Voodoo's willing to do that. Why are you referring yourself in third person? I don't know. Why is anything anything? Maybe that's the better question. Once we understand that, the answer to that question, then the answers to the rest of the questions would make more sense. All right, so actually I can just bypass all that riffraff up there by going over here. And then there's two rares that could be up down here, is like Pride Leader Braswald, Expedition Leader Braswald, and some other guy. Hey, they're up. Excellent. Lord Ragath. Boom. It's either they're both always up or neither one of them are up. It's just like they're a pair. You know what I'm saying? They're like Beavis and Butthead, right? You don't watch an episode of Beavis and Butthead and you just see Butthead or just see Beavis. They come together. They're both there. Okay. So, what did I get? I got, even though it was a crappy run, I got an Ancient Dragon Relic, 3 Elven Relics, and 1 Ancient Giant Relic. So basically halfway there. Right? I need a total of 3 of each. So you get Augments. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing, but for the Orchard of the Macabre. Because there's good stuff to be had from the Orchard. Now, they have pixels in the Orchard as well. And the pixels we're going to be talking about are called shreds of tapestry. And you can trade pixels called shreds of tapestry for other pixels called diamonds of vitality plus 20. If you don't have a source of vitality on your gear set, well, that's a level 11 augment, okay? And on hardcore, 20 hit points is nothing to shake a stick at, okay? So don't let me catch any of you shaking a stick at 20 hit points on hardcore. Alright, so we're going to show you where all the rares are in the Orchard of the Macabre. Shake a bat. Oh. Do we have... we don't have bats in DDO. Wait. Wait, do you mean like a cave bat? Like those annoying things that fly around in the game? Why would you want to touch a bat? That's gross. Plus, it might bite you. Okay. So we're going to show you where all the rares are out here in the Orchard of the Macabre. Ooh, crap. I still had my haggle item on, so my feather fall item was off. Oops. I'm watching chat and not going where I meant to go. You put... What'd you put on a ring? Okay, so the first rare is the zombie train, which is Russia. Easy to get overwhelmed here if you're coming here. Like you can, the earliest you can come into the orchard is level 10. And the augment that we're farming out is level 11, so it's not like you need it before that anyways. Okay, but you have to destroy these wagons, and then more zombies come out, and casters come out, and if you come in here and you destroy all 3 wagons, and you're dealing with all the mobs at once, then it's like 25 mobs. I mean, you can get overwhelmed here, especially if you don't have shield, and you should have shield on hardcore. I mean, if you don't have shield, you're gonna get jacked, okay? Go yourself some scrolls or wands at least. Alright, so here's our first rare. And look, shred of tapestry. They're not in every chest, but, you know, it's about a 50-50 chance to get a shred of tapestry in each chest. The next rare we're going to check is the rats. And I can tell from here that they're not up. There's always going to be some rats there, but if there's not any on this side, then the rare is not up, okay? And this is, you know, like 8 waves of rats or whatever. It's a whole bunch of kills. And because this is a bunch of kills and the zombie train or whatever it is a bunch of kills, some people, to get fast XP, will actually drink a 200% Slayer pot, come out here and just do what they call rats and vans. They just come out and do that rare over there and this rare. Recall out, reset, do it again over and over and over and over. And it's actually pretty fast heroic XP. So it's not as popular as it used to be because there's so much XP in the game. In any event, if this rare had been up, there would have been rats on this side, and there would have been, you know, multiple waves spawning. That wasn't up. So now there's a shrine up that path back there if you need it. And we're just going over rare locations. So the next rare is over here in these crypts. There's 3 different crypts that the rare can be in. And I was grouped with Out of Time 69, and he seemed to know this even, you know, better than I did. He knew some of the tells as to whether or not the rare was up just by stepping in. He said something like, if, you know, if there's dudes here, then he's not up or something like that. Hey, look at that. So I guess if maybe these skeletons are here, then the rare's up. There's Gwinnell. Bada bing, bada boom. That one wasn't up for us at all last night. So, hey, look. I got another shred of tapestry. Alright. Need 2 more, and then get myself a diamond of vitality. So that's just the first of 3 places that rare can be. We don't need to check the other places since the rare was up there. But I'm just going to show you that that's the second crypt it can be in right there. And the 3rd crypt is up there. See it up there? So you just go up the path up there and check there. So if it's up, it'll be in one of those 3 locations. It's not always up, though. In fact, there are no rares out here that are always up. Some Slayer zones have rares that are always up. Like there's a couple in Salt Marsh that are always up. There's a couple in Veil of Twilight that are always up. You know, but there's none that are always up out here. I thought I could get up one of these. There you go. So Parquet is the next rare. Here he is. He's going to get healed by my electric damage. And we kill him and take his stuff. Parquet can be... There's a bunch of... Do you need this gem? This Vethsel's... whatever gem?
No, thank you. I'm going to give you a shield fragment, number 7.
Oh, thanks, man. I think I need that one. So Parquet, that guy right there, like so many rares are here, it can be in multiple locations. He can be over here by that tower. There can also be a beholder up over here, and he is not up, but that's only one place where the beholder hangs out. We will show you the other place. When you start doing quests with undead, be careful of the shadows. They will drain your stats, and if they drain your stats down to 0, you will die. Okay, so we just said the beholder could have been down there. The other place he can be is right up here, but he's not up. Spawn screen can also prevent it. Thank you for saying Kaidasama, and good morning and welcome to you. So we're going to go up to this cave up here. There could be another rare up here.
Here's the hound.
I do have a video for the orchard as well. I don't have tour videos for every wilderness zone in the game, but I do for a lot of the older ones. All right, and he's up. So basically, like after Reaper mode, like before Reaper mode came out, there was a lot less XP in the game, and so I used to do. Oh sweet, I got another one. I used to do like rares and explorers every life, and I just don't anymore. I don't need the XP. You know, there's so much XP in quests now. There's so much more content. Reaper mode's huge XP. Just don't need it. So there's a lot of Slayer zones that came out since Reaper mode that I don't know that well, or I just know like how to get to the quests and stuff. Like Feywild, for example. I don't know where all the rares are in Feywild. I don't know where all the explorers are in Feywild. Cogs. I don't know where all the rares are in Cogs or the explorers. You know, but those older ones, Gianthold, Orchard, Sands, Vale, I know those Slayer zones. And I spent a lot of time back in my youth doing rares and explorers. Back in my DDO youth. So there can be a rare shadow right here. He was not up though. You know what are you farming? And oh, you're probably farming Fey Twisted chests at Cap, I'm guessing. Yeah, back in the 1800s before Reaper mode, we used to have to do Slayers and Explorers and rares, you know. Oh, from Heroics? You were looking for heroic loot out of the Slayer zone. Alright, the next guy can appear in... I think there's 3 crypts here, and that's all the same. Only the names have changed. Alright, so he could be over there. But I don't see a chest, so he's not up. And then there's another crypt over here. Rune arm, pet collar, crystals. Oh yeah, cool. Alright, here's where the bowling alley is, the secret bowling alley in DDO. Actually, one of two. The other one's in Crystal Cove. Alright, so he wasn't up here. And then there's a third crypt up a hill. Right up here. He could have been right here, but he's not up. Alright, the next rare we're going to check is a giant skeleton. He can either be down in the swampy area, or he can be up on the cliff above, right up there, or down here. He's related to the giant skeleton in the epic Orchard of the Macabre. They have the same last name. It could be a coincidence, but I suspect they're related. There he is, right up there. Okay, so we're going to get him after we check a couple other rares, since he's in the top location, but he could have been right here, where I'm standing. Alright, we're going to check this other jackwagon over here. He's not up. But there could have been a guy right here that you have to protect. If you're soloing, it can be tricky to protect him, because there's a whole bunch of mobs that spawn in wave after wave, and they can kill him very easily. But if you're in a group, it's not too bad. You just got to keep the guy alive and kill all the mobs, and then you get a chest. And the encounter doesn't start until you talk to him. Alright, the next rare is a rat called Quinny. Princess Pony, good morning and welcome. And Syax, good morning and welcome. And we're going to go into this cave here. And here's Quinny the rat. Kill him and take his stuff, because that's what we do. Bam, I got a tap. Hound, hound, hound. And I'm out of my buffs ran out. Damn it, Jim. Okay, now we're going to take care of the giant skeleton. He was up on top of the cliff. So we'll get him as we're running this way towards the next rares, which are in the Eastern Falls or whatever. That tower is an explorer. There are 4 towers out here. They're all 4 of them are explorers. Okay. Is it Eastern Falls? Yep. And so there's a cave right behind the fall. There's 2 caves, one at the bottom, one at the top. This one might be one of the ones where like you have to go over to get it to spawn. I'm not sure. The chest might be searchable beforehand, but it wasn't up there. There's one more cave up top that we'll check to see if the rare's up. Right above us. same rare can be in either location. And it's not up. Okay. So, a little tippy tip for you. If you have picked up the quests, and you're running around the orchard, and you're short on mana, and you're not near a shrine, you can just step into the quests. At least Inferno of the Damned and Temple of Vol, they both have shrines near the start. So I could just step into Inferno of the Damned down there and use the shrine at the start and come right back out if I needed the mana. Alright, the next rare we're looking for is a Diva Yilka, the Wraith. And I think she can be up here. She can be in a variety of locations. She can be like down here. You'll see her chest. And then she can be up here in the middle of all this stuff. And I don't see her. So I don't think she's up. I don't think she can be up here. At least a couple different places where she can be over in this graveyard area. Alright, next we're going to check Ferenz, which is the fire elemental. He can be in a couple different locations. A lot of these mobs you got to kill multiple times, you know. Some of them as many as 3 times. You know, you kill them once, they turn into a skeleton. You kill them again, they turn into a zombie or whatever. See, watch. Kill him once, turns into a specter. Yeah, I just had to kill those guys twice. So Ferenz, the fire elemental, can be in 2 different locations. And one of those locations is right down here.
I got the hound.
And there he is. My stream preview looks good, Princess Pony, so it might be on your end. You can turn down the quality, hitting the gears in the lower right-hand corner. If you turn down the quality a bit to like 720, it might help. Okay, the other place where Ferenz, the fire elemental, can be is right up there. Right there. And the shrine's right on the other side. Okay, we have one more rare to check, and that's in the northern crypts. There's 2 different crypts. There's the entrance, that's where we came in, but we're at the side of it. So we're going to go to the northern crypts, which is directly across from the entrance. So if we wanted to, we could just detour and just go straight and jump across. But for continuity's sake, I'll just run there. And these are the northern crypts, which is an explorer point. And we can have a rare up in here. Oh, you're watching on the phone. You might want to turn it down to 180. If that's an option. wasn't up here. There's one more crypt here in the northern crypts that we can check. And that's right down here. Right, so there could have been a rare here, but he's not up, so that is all. That is all the rares in the Orchard of the Macabre. Recalling out. Thanks for joining me.
All right. Have a good one.
And now I should have enough tapestries to buy a Diamond of Vitality plus 20. Hell yeah. So I got my little tapestry bag from the NPC down here to stick the tapestries in. You can also put the tapestries in your shared crafting storage. They will stack in there. And is it this person? Yep. And you get a list of helmets for 20 tapestries. See that? Minos Legends, fortification 100% with a colorless slot. Muffled Veneer, move silently. Hide and search, 11 and 10 with a slot. Seraphim, sacred, hallowed, abjuration focus, and devotion. Totemic Levelier, Magi, intelligence and charisma 6 with no slot though. Why does that not have a slot and the others do? Come on. Trudasaur, wisdom 6, reflex save 5, yellow slot. Undying Gaze, intimidate 11, shatter 6, yellow slot. And Diamond of Vitality 20. Level 11 augment, 20 vitality. If you don't have vitality in your gear set in hardcore, well, farming out 20 tapestries is a pretty easy way to get it. You're going to get about 6 or so tapestries per run on average, so just about 3 runs total. 3 or 4 runs of doing all those rares should give you enough tapestries to get yourself a Diamond of Vitality plus 20. Ha ha! Winning. You can too.